going to try this FreeBSD install Speedrun challenge. So for me, this is a follow-up of a tweet thread that I wrote about the simplest FreeBSD desktop installation. What I've got here is an M1 Mac running VMware Tech Preview. I've got the FreeBSD 13.1 DVD plugged in, and this particular VM's got 4 cores, 8 gig of RAM, a 20 gig hard drive, image attached. So let's kick it off and see how long it takes. I'll just set up a little timer and push start. So we'll just get past the boot menu there. Let the machine spin up. We'll start the install. I'm going to continue with the default keyboard. It's a US keyboard. I'll give a name for this machine. We'll call it Speedrun. As a desktop, I'm not going to install any debugging components. I'll just go with the minimum. I'll select ZFS on root. I think for a desktop, there's a lot of benefits to run ZFS as your file system. Don't see why not. And yeah, there's only a single disk, so we'll just use the Stripe setup for that. Install. Yes, we want to wipe the disk. Shouldn't take too long. There we go. So it's asking me for a root password. I'll just put something simple in for now. Yes, we'll set up networking. Don't need IP6 at this stage. Set a time zone for me. What kind of things do I need for a desktop? Probably none, but we'll just keep SSHD. No other system hardening at this stage. Yes, I'll add another user, so it's always best to not run everything as root. You might want to run your normal day-to-day things as a regular user. I am going to add myself to a bunch of groups, so this just makes things a bit easier later on. Run C shell. I'll add a password to the account. Yes, that all looks okay. No other users. Now, one thing I'm going to do here and be a little bit cheeky is instead of restarting to install everything, I'm going to, in fact, drop into a shell and see if I can install things from there. So we'll see if this works. We need Xorg. I'm going with XFCE. It is my favorite desktop environment, and it's lightweight and should be fairly quick to install. I'm going to use LightDM as well. Since I'm on VMware, I'll actually install the open VMware tools as well. Yes. Bootstrap the package system. Looks good. 378 megabytes to download. Done. Alright, next thing we'll need to do is load up the USB mouse driver so we can point at things. So what I'll do is I'll just add it into here, UMS load. The next thing we want to do is sort of set some things to load at boot. So I'm going to set up dbus. Oops. That's for XFCE. We'll set up NTP so we can get the time on the system correct. And, oops. I think we need that. I'm also going to put on the VMware service. And just to make booting a bit faster, we can use this setting so the machine doesn't wait for an IP address, and turn off send mail. So I think that's everything, unless I've got some spelling mistakes. And that should be just about it, really, to get everything going. So what we can do now is exit out of the installer, reboot, and give it a go. So I'll actually eject the DVD. Oh, I can't do that. Maybe I'll just reboot and then do it. So I'll skip the bootloader screen again. And we're done. We're up. So that took me about 12 minutes, 12 and a half minutes from the install, including pulling all those packages down over the network. If you cut that out, then it's a bit quicker, but for me this is the simplest and the quickest FreeBSD desktop.